Hello and welcome to the final episode of Blue is the New White. Before we go any further, no, the show is not going away. So I repeat, do not unsubscribe yet. Do not send me nasty messages and don't go cry in a corner somewhere. We have something else in store. But yes, this is the final episode. And no, I don't say that lightly, and this was not a decision that we made lightly. If you've been here for a while, this moment, it means something to you. And if you're brand new, this is a hell of a place to start, because this episode is going to be a look back, a thank you, and a big fat reveal about where we're headed next. Over the years, we've sat down with over 200 incredible humans in, out, and around the skilled trades. We've talked to people all over the world about why they love what they do. We've put the trades front and center. We've given thousands of people, thousands of kids a reason to pursue these careers, to chase success in a place that nobody told them to look. We've talked shop, we've shared truth, and we've pulled wisdom out of stories that deserve to be heard. And through these conversations, something began to change. In this final chapter, I want to take you through how this all began, what it's meant to me personally, and why now it's time to evolve. Guys, this is not the end. This is just the beginning. So let's get into it. All right, so first off, if you're watching this, I'm reading from my notes. I'm going to elaborate on what I have here, but it's really important I don't miss anything because this is such an important turning point in the evolution of Blue is the New White, the brand, the podcast, the book, and everything. If you're listening to this and you're not watching, forget I said any of that. So listen, the origin story of Blue is the New White, I'll start with the book, but if we want to really get into it, you know, what sparked this entire thing was my decision to get into the skilled trades myself, which came one very cold, rainy, lonely night in California when I was trying to break into the stunt business but couldn't afford to eat, so I had to host at a seafood restaurant at night and try to wait tables whenever the owner would let me. But anyway, one night the oven went out. He couldn't serve a bunch of dishes on the menu, and you know, people were coming in expecting their food, and I was able to get the oven up and running even though I had no experience doing it, and that thank you just kind of inspired my journey. So I hadn't really ever said that publicly, you know, but it's an important part of my story, of the evolution of the show, of the book, and everything that happened in between. So I think it's important to mention that. But the podcast itself, I digress, the podcast itself started with the book, Blue is the New White, the best path to success that nobody told you about until now. I decided to write this book in 2019 because there were no resources available for people to decide whether or not blue-collar careers were a viable option for them, especially if they wanted to live whatever definition of success they have. The current school system, education system, pushes kids towards college. That's not a secret. Everybody knows that. And sometimes very capable people that could make a big impact in the blue-collar skilled trades, the industries that actually shape civilization and the world as we see it, are being pushed toward options and careers that don't fit their skill set. And they're not being given the opportunity to live a happy, fulfilling, successful life, however it is that they define it. So this book is an introduction to what it means to be in the skilled trades, what opportunities come with it, what benefits come with it, pulling back the veil and showing the truth behind being in these industries. The book was a massive success. It was adopted into several high schools across the country, the U.S., and I had people reaching out to me from all over the world wanting to tell me their story, wanting to share with me why it is that they love what they do. So I had the idea to record these conversations on camera and put them out to the world because these stories were inspiring. These stories inspired me. You know, these stories validated everything that I stated in my book, that people can find wild success and fulfillment and purpose working with their hands. So the first episode of Blue is the New White was born. It was with a young gentleman by the name of Isaac Mensah. I believe he was from Ghana, if I'm not mistaken. That was over 5 years ago. And he told me how the skilled trades saved his life and gave him purpose and propelled his success. So over the years, we continued to give these skilled tradespeople a voice. We were able to shine a spotlight effectively on the people behind the tools in these industries. And we were able to make an impact. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about, making an impact. I set out a long time ago to change the perception of these industries. In this show, we were able to share real success stories, not in theory, but in real life, real people with real talent, doing real jobs that were really, really happy. The goal of this was never fame or vanity. It was purpose, it was service, and it was truth. Those stories gave me a deeper education than any classroom ever could. Over 200 interviews created lifelong friends, partners, teammates, advocates, skilled tradespeople who maybe never knew it was an option. Blue is the New White, the podcast, helped grow my own business in Windy City Equipment. Helped launch Blue is the New White BitNew Academy, where we help teach soft skills to frontline blue-collar workers by having the owners adopt the employee development platform into their own organization. There's also an element of financial development, financial skills in there as well to empower these people, not only with the hard skills that make them so valuable, but now the soft skills that make them unstoppable. We've also helped grow our listeners' leadership, perspective, and mission. We've talked to people all over the world about why they love what they do, and we've been thanked by people all over the world for providing them a perspective that they never knew existed. Thousands of people moved closer to their version of success, and for that, I am unbelievably proud of the show, of the book, of my team, and of those people. And you all learned more than you could ever imagine by hearing the stories from these incredible people. This mic taught me more than I ever taught anyone else. Hearing what this show meant to others, that's what kept me going the whole time. It's what kept me going when I was a service technician and I would get a piece of equipment up and running for a small restaurant on a Friday night so they could continue to cook for their patrons, provide for their family. Those thank yous. It's a symbol that you're going in the right direction. So to every guest we've ever had, thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping me serve this incredible community over the years. To every listener, every download, every DM, every share, thank you for supporting me and in turn supporting these industries and the people in them and the people who will be in them, many of whom wouldn't had it not been for you. You helped this show grow more than a podcast. It's become a movement. And I'm happy to see so many following in these footsteps. I want to give a special shout out to some people who truly helped the show grow by bringing more guests, by offering support, and just by being a true believer in what it is that we're doing and what it is that we're saying. People like Jamie McMillan, people like Rich Malachi, people like the guys at Root Pairs, Ray and David and Alex. I want to thank some of the incredible guests that have come on the show and offered unbelievable value. And Ken Rusk and Ryan England and Tommy Mello and Trip Lanier and so many others that have been vital to the success of the show and to the growth and development of others. I want to thank my team, my family, not only the team at Windy City, right? All of the incredible people I get to work beside me, two of whom actually came from being prior guests on this podcast, believe it or not. My COO, Brandon Helzer, was a podcast guest first. Check out that episode. Director of Relationship Management, Danny Kuntz, who by the time you see this episode will have since retired, but spent 5 years with us at Windy City, helping us strengthen, develop, nurture, and grow our relationships with vendors and customers and employees. Christian Clymer, obviously, the man behind the curtain. Without him, none of this would ever be possible, of what we've done, what we're doing, or what we plan to do. He's truly the one that has supported, grown, and taken this brand to the next level. So many more. There's so many people and so many friends that I've made. Feels wrong not to name all 200, being honest. So, nearing the end of the episode, I just want to say that this is not an ending of Blue is the New White, even though that kind of feels like what it is right now with the way that I'm talking and kind of how I'm feeling. But this is not. It's a graduation. It's an evolution. It's a bridge to what's next. It's always about building the bridge. It's always about being able to take one thing and make it better, make yourself better, and then move on and keep doing that over and over again until you look back and you realize you've given so much value. You've given so much time and energy and wisdom and money or whatever, because that's the story that you leave behind. And so this right here, what we're doing right now, is a testament to that. This is all about what's next. This has always been leading to something else. And the funny thing about that is, when we're doing stuff like this, we don't know that's the case. We don't know it's leading to something else. But it almost always is, especially if your intent is to grow and serve and help people. There's always something next. There's always something bigger and more to contribute. And that's what's happening. So like all things in life, guys, it's time to evolve. All that to say that I've got a calling to do something bigger, to speak to and help more people. We've got an opportunity with what we've built, the platform that we have, the followers, the listeners, the advocates, to expand our reach and help people in all areas of business. But really, it's all areas of entrepreneurship and small business, right? And executive leadership and the pressures that come along with it, because as this show has grown, so has my business, and I've been at the forefront of leading an organization from 2 people to 65, at one point 70 people. And it is not easy. You have to be a specific type of person in order to handle that, in order to be that. I'm committed to being that person for myself, for my family, for them, for the business, for the purpose of creating something bigger than myself. It all relies on me. So I have to become the person that's capable of handling that. And that, I think, speaks to a lot of people, because I don't want to speak for anybody or everybody out there, but I know that there are other people who run organizations, build them from the ground up, or thrust it into leadership positions, or whatever they might be doing, that feel the same pressures. But pressure is good. Pressure is good. It means you're doing something right. It means people are relying on you. It means that, something is calling you to do more, to be better, to get bigger. So pressure is good. But you have to know how to handle it, because too many people can crumble. So we need to widen the lens, guys. We need to go from just the trades to truths in all aspects of business and life and growth, and what that means and how to handle it, and what steps to truly take, no matter if you're running an HVAC business or a software company, or you're starting a landscaping business, or anything in between, an accounting firm or a development firm, or whatever, a marketing company. It doesn't matter, because the principles are transferable. The principles that apply to the blue-collar skilled trades apply to almost whatever other business you could start or somebody could start. So we want to go from vocational education to human transformation, right? And really have deep, meaningful conversations. The subtitle of my book, it's Blue is the New White, the best path to success that nobody told you about until now. Well, now we want to focus on the nobody told you about until now. Because there's so many different areas that applies to. And it's time that we unveil the truth, not only in the blue-collar skilled trades, no, but truly what it means to grow as a person, for yourself, for your family, for your friends, for your business. Because everything that you want is contingent on the person that you're going to become. So this is Blue is the New White, signing off and paving the way for everything they don't tell you, the truth about leadership, business, and becoming who you were meant to be. This new show will unveil the truth behind what it takes to succeed in business, all aspects of business. We're going to have incredible guests, notable guests, people who have made a real impact and have made a real difference in people's lives. We are going to be focusing more on production quality, more on valuable, actionable information people can take away and use in their life and business immediately. And we're gonna go deeper than just business. We're gonna go deeper than just blue collar skilled trades. We're going to get into the mind and the heart of people. We're going to get into the mind and the hearts of listeners, of viewers, to tackle the subjects that nobody wants to talk about, right? How to handle it when you're working 100 hours a week and you've got your family waiting at home. What to do if you give bad advice, and how many times you should expect to give bad advice, right? To a teammate, to a person, family member, friend, whatever. How to keep the pressures from crushing you, burning you out. What to do to take care of yourself so you can be in this thing for the long haul. Talk about things like the difference in health span versus lifespan. Talk about what it all means to grow the business, because what happens when You sell it and you make those millions or billions of dollars. What's next? Will it really solve all your problems? And of course, we'll talk about how to get there. We'll talk about building incredible teams. We'll talk about shaping people. We'll talk about increasing profits and revenue. We'll talk about marketing and advertising and PR. And we'll talk about how to get your business from nothing to an incredible multi-million-dollar powerhouse. But also how to be the person that can actually support that. So the values that we started this show with will remain the same. The heart that we put into it will remain the same, but the lens is going to get wider. We will go deeper, and we will have the types of conversations that are truly meaningful and valuable to those out there, so we can finally reveal the truth behind success, no matter how you define it and what it comes with. I'm still here. I'm still honest. And I'm about to get more candid because this show is about real success, not surface level success. And I don't care how you define it, guys. There is no such thing as success without happiness, without fulfillment, without purpose. I'll always be proud of what this show stood for. And I'll carry it with me into every conversation moving forward. This is not goodbye. This is just the next step. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you. Now let's go to work.